We didn't choose to have this war, but since it was forced upon us, we're fighting it.
Foreign Ministry spokesman Oren Marmerstein.
This marks the end of a weeks-long standoff, an effort to negotiate a second stage of the ceasefire. What we are seeing today is Israel carrying out these strikes, lighting up the sky, with the IDF saying it's going after Hamas targets like officials and infrastructure.
Fox's Alex Hogan. Health officials in Gaza claim the Israeli strikes have killed 326 Palestinians. President Trump will focus on ending another war today in a phone call with Russia's leader.
We're getting down to a very critical stage, and we want to get the whole Russia-Ukraine thing done.
He's trying to get Vladimir Putin to agree to a ceasefire like Ukraine already has. A federal judge has given the Trump administration until noon today to answer questions about controversial weekend deportations of hundreds of illegal immigrants, many of them alleged gang members.
Including how many people were deported under the Alien Enemies Act and what time did these planes take off from the U.S. The judge is frustrated that the Trump administration did not follow his order to turn the planes back around. As Democrats warn of a constitutional crisis, the White House argues the flights were already in international airspace, so they maintain the judge's ruling no longer applied.
Two astronauts stranded at the International Space Station for months are finally headed home.
Undocking occurring right on time at 12:05 a.m. Central Time.
That was NASA TV. Butch Wilmore and Sonny Williams will return to Earth late in the afternoon on a SpaceX capsule. They got stuck at the station when a Boeing spaceship that took them there in June had technical issues, couldn't bring them back to Earth. They're about to play ball in Tokyo, where in a few minutes the Los Angeles Dodgers, led by Japanese star Shohei Ohtani, will play the Chicago Cubs in the Major League Baseball season opener. America's listening to Fox News.
Connect to Fox News Audio on the Fox News app. Listen to hear your favorite hosts like Brian Kilmeade, Jimmy Fallon, and Guy Benson standing up for what's right, live and via podcast. Just click listen, then swipe right and hear the latest news updates on your time. And scroll down to hear the latest podcasts from Fox News. And it's even easier to listen in the car with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Get programming alerts and notifications. Fox News Audio is on the Fox News app. The voices America trusts. Download it now. From the Fox News Podcasts Network.
I'm Ben Domenech, Fox News contributor and editor of the Transom.com daily newsletter, and I'm inviting you to join a conversation every week with the smartest thinkers out there about the issues Americans face and where we're going as a nation. This show will feature deep dive interviews with newsmakers and some of your favorite Fox News analysts. I hope you'll join me as we dive into the fray. It's the Ben Domenech Podcast.
Subscribe and listen now by going to foxnewspodcasts.com or wherever you download podcasts.
After Congress approved government funding Friday to avert a shutdown just before a deadline, change is coming at the Pentagon.
Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth laid out the plan while appearing on Fox's Sunday Morning Futures.
Per the president's direction, we're going to rebuild the military.
Hegseth describing the principle behind the change.
You're going to see a historic investment in the weapons and modernization required to stand up to our enemies.
As for the weapons and projects that will be highlighted,
shipbuildings, the long-range munitions, hypersonics, long-range drones, Golden Dome.
The secretary also stating that the shift is not just about the present, but the future as well.
Because our kids and grandkids require it.
Kevin Uretsky, Fox News.
A California sheriff's deputy is being mourned in San Bernardino County after Deputy Hector Cuevas Jr. crashed while chasing a suspected car thief. Cuevas' car hit another vehicle, then careened into a light pole, and the car was split in two. The suspect he was chasing was later captured and now faces manslaughter and other charges. In Michigan, a guilty plea in the murder of a deputy.
3 men were charged with the ambush murder of the deputy. This is the first one to be found guilty. The plea assures 19-year-old Kareem Moore will not face the possibility of life in prison. Oakland County Sheriff's Deputy Bradley Reckling was killed last summer in Detroit while working as part of a task force investigating stolen cars. Police say he was tailing a car taken from an Oakland County water park when he was murdered. Gary Baumgarten, Fox News.
The Federal Reserve is set to assess the economy, which is feared to be slowing over U.S. tariffs on some imports in retaliation from Canada and Europe. Fed policymakers will meet today and tomorrow when no change in interest rates is expected. Now, on Wall Street, stock futures are down, but only slightly. After a continued rebound yesterday from the March sell-off, the Dow surged up 353 points. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
Local news. News Talk 107.7 and 1400. The Hub.
News is brought to you by One Bank of Tennessee. where service is second to none.
From the WHUB News Center, I'm Rafferty Cleary. A project to widen West Stevens Street between South Willow Avenue and South Franklin Avenue is underway in Cookeville. City officials say Stevens Street will be closed to through traffic daily for the next 2 to 3 months. Warren County authorities have charged 2 people with murder after deputies found the deceased body on Holcomb Road Friday. District Attorney General Chris Stanford said 46-year-old Nina Jean Judkins confessed that she and 54-year-old David Zeb Alexander killed 56-year-old Bruce Morton. Stanford said deputies found Morton's deceased body under a mattress and said a disagreement over stolen property led to the killing. Mount Juliet police have arrested a Cookeville man late last week after finding cocaine and 171 grams of methamphetamine during a traffic stop. 52-year-old Roger D. Horn charged with possession of meth and simple possession of drugs. The Herald Citizen reporting that Horn has a history of drug arrest in Putnam County dating back to 2016. That's the news from WHUB.
From the WHUB Willow Window Studios, your trusted window, garage door, and custom window treatment experts. Willow Window. Stop by their new showroom at 310 Newman Drive, Cookeville.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is radio station WHUB, the voice of the Upper Cumberland in Cookeville, Tennessee.
Good morning.
Good morning, Cookeville, with Jason and Sheila on 107.7 and 1400 The Hub.
Good morning, Cookeville. Jason and Sheila here. We're live in the Willow Window Studio. It's the 18th of March, 6:06, and is today Wednesday or Tuesday?
It's Tuesday.
Tuesday. Happy Tuesday, Sheila.
Happy Tuesday. It's going to be a high of 70 today, partly sunny for us. We're sitting at 38 right now. Going to be a little windy today, too. Wind gust could be up to 15 miles per hour today, maybe more in the afternoon.
So a bad hair day is what you're saying.
Bad hair day.
I'm sorry. I wish I could do something about it, Sheila.
It's all right.
You'd like for me to stand around and guard you from the wind all day?
Sure.
All right, well, that's what I'm going to do then. A few things you need to know. As far as unemployment goes around the area, Pickett County jumped from 5.1% to 7%, the unemployment rate. Most everybody else changed, but just a little bit up, just a hair. Putnam County is at 3.7% unemployment. Smith County is at 3.4%. White County's at 4.7%. So there's some of the counties around here, but looks like Pickett County has the highest unemployment rate in the Upper Cumberland at 7%.
Well, some good news with Putnam County Schools. Sycamore Elementary School students, they had a kindness challenge.
Oh.
So they raised some money, $242, and they gave that to Northeast Library. They love spreading kindness with others, and it teaches the kids to kind of think about somebody else and help them out. So congratulations to them for raising money for the library.
That's a good lesson learned there.
Yeah.
We told you yesterday, I think Rafferty had it in his news today, about Stevens Street being closed from Willow to Franklin. There's another street closure today on East 12th Street between North Washington and Mississippi Avenue. It'll be closed from 7 to 4. Workers are going to be working on shoulder work, storm drainage work, and asphalt patching through there. So that'll be closed from 7 this morning until 4 this afternoon. Again, that's East 12th Street between North Washington Avenue and Mississippi Avenue.
Well, we know about the first annual Chocolate Gravy Festival. It's happening in Salina this Saturday.
Oh, yeah.
Nick Barris from News Channel 5 will be judging the chocolate gravy in Salina.
That's cool. He does a good job for this area, Nick Barris does.
He really does. If you don't follow him on Facebook, that's a good follow, because he's one of the ones in Nashville that doesn't forget about the Upper Cumberland. He always has news that he puts on his Facebook page about the Upper Cumberland, and a lot of folks talk back and forth to him that I recognize on his posts, and I've grown to have a lot of respect for him. Really good news person.
He's him some good chocolate gravy too in Salina.
He's excited about that though. He's going to be judging.
Who wouldn't be?
Yeah.
Livingston Overton County Chamber of Commerce has their new president and CEO. His name is Zach Stevens. I don't know old Zach. Do you know Zach?
I don't think I know Zach either.
So we'll get him in here soon so we get to meet him and find out what he's all about.
Yeah, what are you all about, Zach?
You know, I'm sure he's a super good guy, but I don't know if he's going to reach the fun level of Shannon Cantrell.
It's going to be big shoes to fill, Zach.
I'm sorry.
Zach, big shoes to fill.
Yeah, but
you're going to have to come in and get initiated.
Yeah, looking forward to meeting him. The mayor thinks he's going to do a great job, and he's going to train with Miss Shannon until the 1st of April. So looking forward to see what Zach Stevens can do as the new CEO of the Livingston Overton County Chamber of Commerce.
Well, the remote area medical clinic is going to be held Saturday and Sunday, this coming Saturday and Sunday at the Cookeville High School gym. It's put on by Tennessee Tech, some of the nursing students and folks over there. They lead a group with health-related things that they can help take care of, and they learn kind of on-site, and then they help folks in our community too. So that's coming up this Saturday and Sunday, Cookeville High School gym.
Well, he's on his way back home now, Butch Wilmore and Suni Williams. They've begun their journey to Earth about almost an hour ago.
And they're saying they should arrive this 6 o'clock, 5 or 6 o'clock this afternoon.
I can't wait.
I am so happy that they're on their way back.
Uh-huh.
What was supposed to be like a couple of weeks ended up to be about 10 months.
Yeah.
Up in space, and I know they're ready to see their loved ones.
I'll be glued to TV.
Yeah.
To watch that happen.
Yeah.
I'm so happy for those two that they finally get to come home. Way to go, Elon.
Yeah, I'm glad they're back.
Yeah.
Or gonna be back. They're headed back. There's rabies clinics that's going to be in the area coming up at the first part of April. Animal Medical Clinic on Crescent Drive in Cookeville, April 5th. Best Friends Veterinary on Jefferson Avenue on the 5th. Then Boyd Veterinary Clinic. You can check that out. Hip Cookeville posted that on some of the areas. There's a lot of different areas, too numerous to mention. But that's starting the first and second weeks of April. $15 for rabies vaccines, which is good price. It's always good to go to those clinics and save a little bit of money.
That's all I've got for your 2 cents. You got anything else, Sheila?
That is it.
Coming up, we've got, your 2 cents is what's coming up.
Your 2 cents is coming up.
It's brought to you by by Freedom Pond at 49 Mayberry Street.
Phew, you're having one of my mornings.
My brain's working faster than my mouth is today.
Oh, is that what it is for you?
Well, for me, yes.
That's not what you say when it happens to me, that my brain's working too fast. If you had a pet parrot, Jason, what would you teach it to say?
Had a what?
Pet parrot, what would you teach it to say?
Pet parrot, what would I teach it to say? Gosh,
keep it clean.
Gosh, I don't know. Probably, something about football or, right, go Vols.
Oh, that would be cool.
Right, these refs suck.
Yeah.
I hate Alabama.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
I would teach it to say, you look so good today. You look so good today.
Of course you would.
Of course.
Right, way to go, Sheila Scruggs.
And then teach him to sound like he's clapping.
Right, Sheila Scruggs is awesome.
Of course. That would be great.
So yours would be just accolades about you?
Right.
Oh.
He would be my emotional support bird. I'm not feeling good today, Parrot. What are you saying? Oh, you're the smartest girl in the world. And then if somebody else hears it, they'll get uplifted too because they'll think he's talking about them, unless they're a guy, and then they're like, I'm not the smartest girl in the world. I'm a guy.
Well, you'd have it say Sheila, though, right?
Sometimes.
All the time. You would want,
a couple of times.
You wouldn't want anybody else getting mixed up with your accolades.
It's okay to share it a little bit, but it's
it?
my bird.
Yeah.
So if I want it to say Sheila, I will.
All right.
I feed it and take care of it.
Your 2 cents is coming up next. It's brought to you by Freedom Pond, 49 Mayberry Street in Sparta. Now open Mondays. Great pawn shop, great gun store. Stop by and see them and tell them you heard about it with Jason and Sheila. We'll be right back live from the Willow Window Studio.
Then Jesus went about all the cities and villages, teaching in their synagogues, preaching the gospel of the kingdom, and healing every sickness and every disease among the people. Matthew chapter 9, verse 35. Hello, Upper Cumberland. This is Jesse Flowers with the Jerry Whitson Road Church of Christ. Join us every Sunday morning at 8 a.m. on our radio program, Words of Exhortation, as we study through the Gospel of Matthew right here on WHUB. May the Lord bless you as you serve Him and serve others.
Now through May 4th, Cumberland County Playhouse presents Ken Ludwig's Moon Over Buffalo. This historical play stars Jason Ross and Wesley Webster, A.C. George and Charlotte Hay, leaders of a traveling theater troupe that finds itself stranded in Buffalo on the verge of their big break. But everything that can go wrong does. Don't miss Moon Over Buffalo. Rated PG and co-sponsored by Ken and Grace Patton and Tim and Susan Tewalt. Call 931-484-5000 or visit ccplayhouse.com to get your tickets today.
Online only absolute auction for the estate of Ricky Gentry, CPA, at 721 Breeding Avenue. This is a highly desired location in the middle of Cookeville, Oaklawn Estates. A nice 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom brick home with 2,500 plus square feet sits on a double lot that offers front and rear driveways and a 2-car garage with covered carport. Also selling a large inventory of quality personal property. Bidding ends Thursday, March 20th at 10 a.m. Call Lee J at 526-5335 or visit EagleAuctions.com.
Gentry's Power Equipment, your trusted Exmark dealer in Cookeville. For over 35 years, Exmark has been pioneering innovation, offering legendary durability and unmatched cut quality. Whether you're a professional landscaper or a homeowner, our range of commercial and residential mowers is designed to meet your needs. Hurry in for 0% financing for 48 months on select models, just in time for spring mowing. Gentry's Power Equipment, 755 Buffalo Valley Road, Cookeville, where big boy toys are their specialty.
It's tax season. By now, we're all a bit tired of numbers, but here's one you need to hear. $16.5 billion. That's how much money in refunds the IRS flagged for possible identity fraud last year. Now, here's a good number, $100 million. That's how many data points LifeLock monitors every second. If your identity's stolen, they'll fix it guaranteed. Save up to 40% in your first year with promo code CLAY. Visit LifeLock.com. That's LifeLock.com, promo code CLAY. Terms apply.
Millions of Americans take medicine like Ozempic and Zepbound. Many of them are overpaying by thousands of dollars a year. These GLP-1 medications for diabetes, weight loss, and more may not always be covered by your insurance, but GoodRx can help. GoodRx helps you save every month on prescriptions at over 70,000 pharmacies nationwide. Best of all, it's free to use. Check GoodRx to save on GLP-1s. Just go to GoodRx.com/GLP. That's GoodRx.com/GLP. GoodRx is not insurance, but can be used instead of insurance, including Medicare and other federal and state-funded programs.
1077 and 1400, The Hub. Good morning, Cookeville. Jason and Sheila. Good morning, Cookeville.
Good morning, Cookeville. We're Jason and Sheila. We're here in the Willow Window Studio. It's 6:19 now.
Our guest today will be Ashley Michael from Plenty Bookstore. They're teaming together with Exceptional Bean, and this Saturday they're going to have a chance for you to meet the authors, and it's a story about the Holocaust. So we'll learn a little bit more about that important story. And then Blair Dudley, Hip Cookeville, all the great concerts he's planning this year. He's already got some on the book. Is it? There's a John Mellencamp or John Cougar tribute band too coming.
John Cougar Mellencamp.
So that's how they're presenting John Cougar
Well,
Mellencamp.
it's a John Mellencamp tribute because that's what he goes by
Now. He
now.
was a cougar.
But he'll always be John Cougar or John Cougar Mellencamp.
Which I thought was his real name at first, and it just sounded so cool.
It did. The name of the band is Pink Houses.
Oh, okay. Like after his song.
Yeah, and that's Friday. And if you get online to buy tickets, you can use the promo code EAGLE and get $5 off tickets.
So it's this Friday?
This Friday.
All right. I was thinking it was next for some
Oh, I
reason.
think it's this Friday. I might be wrong. That happens, Sheila.
No, never.
Sometimes I'm wrong.
Usually when it concerns me.
A lot of times.
All right, it's time for your 2 cents. It's brought to you by Freedom Pond, 49 Mayberry Street in Sparta. One of the cleanest, friendliest pond shops you've ever seen
in the world.
And if you haven't seen it, you need to go stop by because it's really different. It's their gun and ammo store. They've got a whole separate place. I mean, the same building, but separate area for the guns and ammo.
I like to call it a gun lair.
It really kind of is.
Yeah.
And so many to choose from, and also jewelry, generators, golf.
You name it, they got it.
Yeah. So if you had a pet parrot, what would you teach it to say?
A lot. I mean, I can't just narrow it down to one thing. It
would be cool to have a parrot that says "Go Vols."
Yeah, I love one that does that. But, I'd want to say, I mean, how many things can you teach a parrot to say?
I'd say a lot. They'd pick up stuff you didn't want them to pick up, probably.
Yeah.
Sarah Bird said, I would teach it actual words and verses, and the thing would be squawking, and if he squawks, she said I would teach it to say, nope. I don't know. She's got a whole thing here, Sarah does. And then Ray said, I'd just teach it to say, where's the beef?
Wow, that's an old reference.
Jim said, when to talk and when not to talk is what he'd teach it.
Oh, yeah.
You think it's that easy, do you?
You wouldn't want to get caught up in something because of the parrot. Mm-hmm. That'd be bad.
Bad. And Kevin said, teach it to answer spam phone calls.
Oh, yeah.
And ain't no telling what you tell them to say to the spammers. I know what you're thinking.
That'd be a great idea.
But Kevin, he behaved himself. He just said, I'd teach it to answer the calls. And then Michael said he would teach the parrot to say, brown chicken, brown cow. Robin said she'd just teach it to say howdy.
Howdy.
If you had, go ahead.
I'd teach it to whistle when Donna walked in the room.
Oh, that would be cute.
And she'd get tired of that pretty quick, I bet.
You think?
It'd take a little bit.
A long time for me to get sick of that.
Yeah.
Because, I'm teaching mine to talk to me and act like how great I am.
Oh, yeah, but I think
I don't think I'd get sick of it.
Every time Donna walked in the room, it'd be
I think that's cute. Tex said he'd teach that parrot to say, you suck. But then what if he's talking about you, Tex?
No, sometimes you suck.
Mm-hmm. Trina said she'd teach it to just say, go fly a kite. That's a nicer version of...
What are y'all teaching your parents to be mean for?
Well, you want to hear what Johnny Ferguson wants to teach?
Of course, I want to hear what Johnny's got.
Eat my shorts. Johnny, you going to teach her? And then Mike Sharp, this is it. This is funny. He's going to teach his parrot to say, red rum, red rum.
Oh.
From that movie, whatever.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Is that movie?
Scary. It's a scary movie, right?
Yeah, it was the one.
I got Jack Nicholson in it.
Yeah.
He's got
The Shining.
Yeah, there you go. Shining.
Red rum. And that's murder spelled backwards.
Ah.
Did you know that?
I didn't know that, Sheila.
You really didn't?
I did not know
Red
that.
rum is murder spelled backwards.
I had no idea. I've never seen The Shining.
Maybe you shouldn't. It'd scare you.
Right. I'm going to watch it.
All right. It's a good movie, though. Good acting in it.
Is that it? Is that all we got so far?
That's all I can mention on the air.
Oh, I see. It took.
No, most people behave themselves.
But there were some dirty ones on there.
No, I was just saying that. I haven't seen any yet, but there probably will be.
All right. Well,
Not that I don't have faith in y'all.
head over to News Talk 1077 and 1400 The Hub on Facebook and get in on.
If you had a
Two
pet
Cents
parrot,
today.
what would you teach it to say?
Sheila, today is Biodiesel Day. I know you've been waiting a long time.
It's about time. I mean, I've been wanting to
Biodiesel
talk about
Day.
it. Yeah.
What are your plans for the day?
Well, going to write a bio about diesel. Biodiesel.
It's also Forgive Mom and Dad Day.
Oh, there's nothing to forgive.
I can't think of anything to forgive my parents for.
There ain't no handbook with that stuff. They love me. I had
Right.
food. I had shelter. They're all right. And then I had some discipline every now and
I
then.
figure it'd be more me apologizing to them
Yeah,
than anything else.
definitely with you. Yes.
'Cause I had some good parents.
I had some good parents, and I was a good kid. I wasn't like ornery like you.
You're not going to forgive them for making Heather the favorite.
But they didn't.
Oh.
I'm the favorite.
Today is also National Awkward Moments Day.
I bet you feel awkward thinking that she was the favorite.
No, I don't feel awkward about that. Do you have any awkward moments?
All the time.
Like what? Like, is there one recently you can remember, or
It's probably something I did right here on
One-
the air with you.
one from the past maybe that you could
Awkward
share?
moments. No, I can't think of. I mean, I'm sure I have. It's not that I haven't had any. I just can't think of any right now.
Well, you block those out of your mind.
Yes, I only think about my good moments. Those are the ones I remember.
Today is Oatmeal Cookie Day, and I like just a regular oatmeal cookie.
You don't want no raisins in yours.
No, because then it looks like chocolate chips, and then you eat one, and then you're like, yeah.
You know, my mama didn't put raisins in it. She just made oatmeal cookies.
Yeah, that's what I like. Just
Yeah.
flat.
And I think
ready.
they're better.
Yeah, I do too. I think the raisins ruin it.
Yeah.
I think the
I don't hate raisins like you do, but
I think raisins ruin a lot of stuff. Just to be
yeah,
honest.
a lot of stuff.
Almost everything that they're in.
And who in the heck, if y'all do it, fine, but I don't want to have to eat it. We're going to go to Thanksgiving. Who puts raisins in their sweet taters?
Now a lot of people do that.
Is it a northern thing, you think?
No, even in one of the Southern Living handbooks.
It's a southern thing?
Well, I don't know. It's in one of the cookbooks to put raisins in there.
My mama never did. My
mama
grandmamas never did.
I had an aunt that did, and I'd go to a few things at church where they'd have that. I didn't eat any of it because then it looks like flies.
Mine's got either pecans in it or the little tiny marshmallows. And sometimes it's a half and half because some like the marshmallows, some like the pecans, or we like both. But no raisins.
We don't do marshmallows or pecans.
What do you do with your sweet taters?
Mom just makes some really good
Real buttery?
sweet potato stuff.
Yeah. Does what, cinnamony?
Yeah, I'd say maybe a little bit. It's really good, whatever she
I'm
does
for
to
all
them.
of that, just not the raisins in my sweet potatoes.
Yeah. Coming up, we've got spoiler alert with no raisins.
Right.
0 raisins and spoiler alert.
Mhm.
So why don't y'all stick around for that?
0 raisins.
I just want everybody to know we're talking a lot about raisins.
No, there won't be any raisins next. I just had to get all that off my chest.
The
You're
real
the one that brought up raisins.
the real good and Ask Sheila also raisin free.
I hope so. You don't know what the questions are yet. It may have raisins.
I don't know, but I'm gonna say it's raisin free.
I'm gonna lose my mind if it has raisins.
If it's all about raisins, we'll just give you the 3 as you got them, and we'll move along.
All right then. That sounds fair.
Wouldn't that be crazy?
If it had raisins.
To randomly be talking about raisins,
And then there they are.
and then it's
And
a
a
whole Ask
question.
Sheila about raisins.
I don't know if you could handle it. You're the raisin hater.
Good morning, Cookeville, live here in the Willow Window Studio. We'll be right back, so hang out with us.
Local news. News Talk 107.7 and 1400. The Hub.
News is brought to you by One Bank of Tennessee. where service is second to none.
From the WHUB News Center, I'm Rafferty Cleary. A project to widen West Stevens Street between South Willow Avenue and South Franklin Avenue is underway in Cookeville. City officials say Stevens Street will be closed to through traffic daily for the next 2 to 3 months. Warren County authorities have charged 2 people with murder after deputies found the deceased body on Holcomb Road Friday. District Attorney General Chris Stanford said 46-year-old Nina Jean Judkins confessed that she and 54-year-old David Zeb Alexander killed 56-year-old Bruce Morton. Stanford said deputies found Morton's deceased body under a mattress. He said a disagreement over stolen property led to the killing. Mount Juliet police have arrested a Cookeville man late last week after finding cocaine and 171 grams of methamphetamine during a traffic stop. 52-year-old Roger D. Horn charged with possession of meth and simple possession of drugs. The Herald Citizen reporting that Horn has a history of drug arrests in Putnam County dating back to 2016. That's the news from WHUB.
Good morning, Cookeville. I'm Jacob Vinson with the UCR Sports Report on 107.7 and 1400 The Hub. The Philadelphia 76ers will be without another one of their stars for the rest of the season after it was announced that Paul George received injections in his left adductor muscle and left knee. George signed a 4-year Supermax deal worth $212 million in July and has averaged 16 points per game over 41 games this season for the Sixers. Deion Sanders is trying to do something new with the Colorado Buffaloes football program this spring. He wants to practice against another college team and then have a scrimmage like in the NFL preseason. Syracuse head coach Fran Brown replied to Deion on X that he'd bring his team out for 3 days to Boulder. Under current NCAA bylaws, schools cannot play against other schools in the spring. 4-star defensive tackle Trayshawn Ruffin flipped his commitment from Texas A&M to North Carolina football on Monday. He's the 238th ranked prospect in the ESPN 300 for 2026. Ruffin becomes the top-ranked prospect for the Tar Heels in 2026. Join us today for high school baseball as Upperman travels to Stone Memorial to kick off district play. First pitch is set for 5:30 in Crossville. You can watch the game live on the UCR Facebook page and YouTube channel with myself and Noah McKay. I'm Jacob Vinson, and that was the UCR Sports Report on 107.7 and 1400 The Hub.
The UCR Sports Report on 107.7 and 1400 The Hub, brought to you by One Bank. The Fox Business Report is brought to you by Paul Winkler Incorporated, now with an office in Cookeville, creating confident investors. PaulWinkler.com.
I'm Jerry Willis, and this is the Fox Business Report. Stock futures on Wall Street are edging lower as the Fed gets ready to kick off a 2-day policy meeting this morning. Shares of Chinese EV maker BYD are higher after the company said it's rolling out a system that'll recharge a vehicle in about the same time it takes people to fill up a car with gasoline. And Pepsi's paying $1.7 billion for soft drink company Poppi that got its start on Shark Tank, then built up a social media following after being featured. The beverage giant is looking to appeal to millennials and Gen Z with healthier offerings, and Poppi is positioning itself as a better-for-you soda company, offering prebiotic drinks with less than 5 grams of sugar per serving. The drink contains ingredients aimed at improving digestive health, such as apple cider vinegar. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Lillian Wu, invested in you.
National security is at risk, and China controls most of the world's supply of antimony, a critical metal for military and defense technology. Military Metals Corp is taking action and securing a Western-controlled supply with projects in Europe and North America. Critical minerals are the backbone of modern defense. Now's the time to pay attention. The stock trades on the OTC under ticker MILIF. Call your broker today or go to www.militarymetalscorp.com.
Upper Cumberland weather.
Brought to you by the Habitat for Humanity's Habitat Restore, located at 560 South Jefferson in Cookeville.
This is your latest forecast from News Talk 107.7 and 1400 The Hub.
From the Upper Cumberland Weather Studio, I'm Anthony Taylor with your Monday morning forecast. Calm conditions have returned to the region, and so is the cold this morning. Skies will be sunny heading into the afternoon hours with highs only topping out in the low to mid-50s. North-northwest wind at around 5 miles per hour. Tonight will be mainly clear with lows in the upper 30s. Spring-like warmth returns tomorrow with highs around 70.
Good morning, Cookeville, with Jason and Sheila.
on 1077 and 1400 The Hub.
Good morning, Cookeville. Jason and Sheila here. We're in the Willow Window Studio. It's 6:35 now.
We're going to have a high around 70 with partly cloudy skies for this afternoon. A little breezy for us, too. It's 38 right now.
Hang on, Sheila. I'm not prepared.
Well, our guest this morning will be Ashley Michael from Plenty Bookstore. We'll talk to her. They're teaming up with Exceptional Bean for an event coming up this weekend. We'll find out all about that a little after 7, then at 7:30. Blair Dudley from Hip Cookeville. He's the one that's getting all these shows together.
Yep.
Going to be at the Drama Center, and we'll find out what
Heck.
that. I said the Drama Center like old school.
Yeah, I do that all the
Cookeville
time.
Performing Arts Center.
Yeah. I do it all the time, Sheila.
I say Eaglettes, too, and it's the Tennessee Tech women's basketball team.
There you go.
It's hard for me to get out of that.
Spoiler alert, we've got latest entertainment and music here. Bill Burr's going to be on Jimmy Fallon. So is John Legend. On Jimmy Kimmel, Aaron Paul, Bert Kreischer will be on Jimmy Kimmel tonight. On regular TV, FBI International and FBI Most Wanted. That'll be on CBS. Night Court and Deal or No Deal Island will be on NBC. The season finale of Kitchen Nightmares on Fox. The Rookie on ABC. And House of Knives on Food. That's a series premiere of that.
House of Knives.
I haven't seen the previews of what that's supposed to be.
It sounded like dun, dun,
I
dun.
don't watch the Food Channel much.
They had some good shows on there, but I haven't watched it lately.
Colin Farrell is in talks to star as Sergeant Frank Rock in the DC Studios film directed by somebody with an incredibly long name. Sergeant Rock, a World War II hero leading Easy Company, debuted in 1959. Sergeant Rock. That's a cool name. I like Colin Farrell.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah. 911 Nashville, a new spinoff, has cast Chris O'Donnell as Captain Don Sharp, a rugged fire captain and rodeo rider, leading Nashville's busiest firehouse.
Wow, Chris O'Donnell.
The series is produced by Ryan Murphy and Angela Bassett.
Well, that should be good.
I do love that 911 show.
And is Ryan Murphy, is he the one that writes White Lotus, or am I getting them mixed up?
I'm not sure.
But I know Ryan Murphy does a lot of good shows.
I'm real bad. I don't pay much attention to who writes what, directs what.
I do sometimes when it's a bunch, like if it's a bunch of them, like Taylor Sheridan or Ryan White, or if I know that they've had a good success of shows that I like, that's when I know about them.
Well, I know about Angela Bassett.
She's a great actress.
Yeah.
What's Love got to do with it? She was in that. She played Tina Turner.
Doctor in Santa Fe, New Mexico, has added a twist to the investigation into the deaths of Gene Hackman and his wife, Betsy.
Okay.
Dr. Josiah Child disputes the investigators' finding that Betsy died on February 11th because he says she called his office on February the 12th. He told the Daily Mail she had called a couple of weeks before she died to schedule an appointment for February 12th for an issue unrelated to anything respiratory. Betsy is suspected to have died of a rat-borne disease called hantavirus.
Which sounds really crazy, doesn't it?
Well, yeah, because it makes it sound like their home was just rats running everywhere.
But I don't think that was the case.
Can't see that from Gene Hackman.
No, and then they didn't say that was the case either, but they did have, 3 dogs. So did a dog get into a rat? They're animals, and
apparently she called the office on February 10th to cancel the appointment because her husband was not well. Then called back the morning of the 12th and said she'd come that afternoon. She never showed, and repeated calls to her went unanswered. So he's saying that they're a day off. So it's not a real bad twist, I don't guess.
And I mean, you'd think if you're trying to estimate when the body starts breaking down, if you're pretty much within a day of it, you've done pretty good trying to figure it out, wouldn't you think?
I mean, you would think, yes.
But so it happened sometime between that morning and that evening.
Yeah.
From when she called the doctor, and then something was up.
I don't know. They'll probably never get to the bottom of it because, I mean, how are they going to?
Do you still think it seems fishy, or do you think?
Well, yeah, I mean, I do, but it could also not be as well.
I don't think anybody else was involved.
I hope not.
Oh, I'd hate that.
Yeah.
I mean, I hate it anyway that this has happened, but I mean, if she was born, she had a rat-borne illness or something. It sounds like the dogs could have got into something and brought some kind of germ or something back in.
To me, that's the weirdest part of it all.
Yeah.
A rat-borne illness. I don't know. It's just weird. I just think that's, to me, that's one of the fishiest things in the whole bit.
Yeah.
Kim Kardashian is considering legal action to revoke Kanye West's joint legal custody of their 4 kids. You know, we were just talking about this yesterday, about how they're trying to keep them apart. And you know what? I am not for keeping kids away from either parent. But
I'm not either.
But
unless it puts the child in danger or what.
Right.
And I mean,
and the way Kanye's acting right now, it very well.
Well, I'm saying he's acted up for a while. He'll be fine for a while and then acting up. But I'm saying Kim has gone through worse with him and still let him see the children. So what's going on this time?
Well, I just think he's gone off the deep end.
That's
again.
what I'm,
You know,
because
he has
she
those
hasn't
moments.
tried to keep him away.
Right.
So what is it now that's tilted it over?
I mean, he's showing it. He's doing it on television, on Twitter, on social media. I mean, he's just making
But I understand her being concerned about the example for her kids.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That's what I'm saying. Sometimes it absolutely makes sense,
Mm-hmm.
and this could very well be one of those times.
Yeah.
But whatever's going on with Kanye, I hope he works through it so he can be a part of his kids' lives.
Yes, that's the most important, and
Kids-
should be to Kanye.
Kids need their daddies.
Yeah, I agree.
Even if their daddies are weirdos sometimes. You know?
Yeah.
Oh, Kanye. Oh, ye, as they say. As
I
the
know.
kids say. Ye.
Oh, ye.
Tracy Morgan suffered a medical emergency during the Knicks Heat game at Madison Square Garden Monday, causing a delay in the game. I haven't seen any clips of this, but Tracy Morgan was seated courtside when he suddenly vomited. Witnesses reported that he was bleeding from his nose and could barely stand up, and then got escorted off the court in a wheelchair holding a towel to his face. Madison Square Garden officials expressed their well wishes, says, "We hope Tracy feels better soon and look forward to seeing him back courtside."
Well, that Tracy Lawrence has been through a lot.
Tracy Morgan.
Tracy Lawrence. Not the country singer. I meant Tracy Morgan. The actor. Tracy Morgan has been through a lot.
Well, so is Tracy Lawrence.
They both have.
I mean,
that Tracy Lawrence.
well, I hope Tracy Morgan gets feeling better. And I got to tell you this. If Tracy Lawrence is feeling bad today, I hope he gets better too.
Me too. He's likable. I root for
like
him
that
too.
Tracy Lawrence.
There's a couple of times he had his gun out and he shot up in the air and scared some people, but he wasn't shooting at people.
I mean, you
He
know.
wasn't shooting at people.
I mean, you know,
Country boys shoot their guns up in the air.
He's had some issues. It's all right. It's 6:45 now, and we've got the Real Good. That's on the way here in just a little bit. And round 2 of Ask Sheila for this
Man, this
week.
feels like it should be round 10, and it's only Tuesday.
You got one right yesterday, right?
Is it 1 or 2? I thought it was 2.
Let's give you 2.
I thought it was
Let's
2.
just do it. Let's just say you got 2.
I can't remember. I'm not
Do it.
trying to lie.
I can't remember either, Sheila. Let's just go. You got 2.
All right.
Let's just say that. We don't know if it's true, but let's
I'll
say
have
it.
to look back.
So stick with us for that. It's Good Morning Cookeville. We're live here in the Willow Window Studio. We'll be right back.
Discover unbeatable value at Freedom Pawn, your ultimate one-stop shop. Conveniently located at 49 Mayberry Street in Sparta, we offer a vast selection of guns, ammo, knives, instruments, cameras, game systems, jewelry, tools, kayaks, trailers, and more. Whether you're buying, selling, or trading, our expert team is here to help. We're now open on Mondays, so visit Freedom Pawn Monday through Saturday. Come see us and experience the difference. Freedom Pawn, the friendliest and cleanest pawn shop in the Upper Cumberland.
You've prolonged it enough. 1 year quickly turned into 2, 2 years into 10, and now you've lost track of how long it's been since you've seen the dentist.
A trip to the dental office can be a scary thing for many people, but there is help. Hi, I'm Dr. Sandy Hayes.
And I'm Dr. Kevin Hayes. At Hayes Family Dentistry, we're changing the way people think about going to the dentist. We use the latest advancements in dental technology, including sedation dentistry, which offers hope to people who fear going to the dentist, or patients who need to have a lot of dental work done in just fewer appointments.
With one little peel, you'll ease into a state of relaxation and all of your fears will melt away, allowing us to correct years of dental problems, often in just one visit.
For more information, call us at Hayes Family Dentistry, 931-526-1614. That's 931-526-1614, or visit hayesdentistry.com and find out how easy it is to have the smile you've always wanted.
Looking for incredible deals and unique finds? Discover the Habitat Restore off South Jefferson Avenue in Cookeville. From furniture and home decor to appliances and building materials, we've got everything you need to spruce up your space, all at unbeatable prices. Plus, every purchase supports Habitat for Humanity, helping families build their dream homes right here in our community. So why wait? Visit Habitat Restore today and uncover treasures while making a difference. South Jefferson Avenue, right here in Cookeville.
This is the best time to buy America's best-selling trucks. This is Ford Truck Month. Hey guys, this is Jeff Root, General Manager at Ford Lincoln of Cookeville. Now is the time to buy a new Ford truck from Ford of Cookeville. You can get up to $15,000 off MSRP for a limited time during Ford Truck Month. All of our trucks are marked down to the best prices they'll have all year. Come see us, 1600 Interstate Drive, or visit us online anytime at Ford Lincoln of Cookeville.com.
Elevate your space with high-quality window treatments from Willow Window. Our dedicated team crafts custom solutions featuring sleek blinds, elegant shades, custom interior and exterior shutters, and luxury drapery tailored to your style. Transform your windows into stunning focal points that enhance your home's charm. Reach out to us today for your complimentary estimate. 931-Window-1.
Jason and Sheila. Good morning, Cookeville. 1077 and 1400, The Hub.
Good morning, Cookeville. Jason and Sheila here. We're live in the Willow Window Studio. It's 6:48.
It is. And it's going to be 70 for this evening. I said evening. It probably will start falling. This afternoon. It's going to be partly sunny. A little breezy.
Our evening.
Our evening?
Yeah.
Let me see what the temp. 38.
It's been 2 nights in a row that I've been out past 7 o'clock.
Oh, how you hanging in?
It's tough.
Yeah. I did it on Sunday.
I did it Sunday. And
I was in last night.
I was not. I was out till 7 o'clock.
Oh my goodness! Y'all need to quit keeping him out late because that's late for him as early as we get.
Won't be out late tonight. I can tell
sure about that?
Oh yes.
He starts getting dysfunctional.
About 3:30 or 4 o'clock.
Not bad. You start edging into it.
Yeah.
But after 5,
Done. Shot.
especially after 6,
Shot.
and y'all kept him out after 7.
After 7.
Woo! I would think you'd be ruined this morning.
No, I'm feeling fine.
Not ruined, because that's almost ruined, but ruined,
Yeah.
done for.
I feel fine. Every day, me and Sheila, we go through a bunch of news stories, try to find some that are positive and uplifting, and we call it
The
Real Good. Back in 2017, Andy Palumbo and Elizabeth Goldberg met on a Green Line metro train in Washington, D.C.
There's a song about that. Riding on the metro. Remember that 80s song?
No.
Oh, okay.
Well, they struck up a little conversation, and when they arrived at their destination, they continued walking, talking, eventually exchanging phone numbers with their contact names reading Liz from the train and Andy from the train. They've been together ever since and have enjoyed traveling the world, exploring many cities and countries, and using public transportation as much as possible. Liz is in charge of getting from place to place by studying train maps, while Andy's knack for languages helps them ask for directions when they're lost. Turns out we make a good team, Andy said. They got married recently and naturally threw a pre-wedding party inside a decommissioned metro car to celebrate where it all started.
Oh,
Ain't that sweet?
it's precious.
Back in 2018, the Pennsylvania House of Representatives voted to commemorate March 14th as Saquon Barkley Day, honoring the running back who played for Penn State before becoming a superstar in the NFL. 12-year-old Jaden Edwards of Reading, Pennsylvania, has been a huge fan since he first saw Saquon play in college, and has gone so far to celebrate Saquon Barkley Day each year by making cakes and watching football videos. And this year, Jaden made the holiday even more special by collecting dozens of footballs and donating them to the nearby Boys and Girls Club. Jaden's hard work and generosity paid off. Got 170 footballs.
Wow.
Were delivered. Bringing smiles and happy faces to all the young people at the Boys and Girls Club. As Saquon's career continues as a member of the Eagles, Jaden will continue to watch his favorite player and be inspired to more acts of kindness during future Saquon Barkley days.
That's great.
Way to go. Way to go, kid. What was the kid? Yeah, 12 years old. To Jaden Edwards, 12-year-old, delivering footballs, and to Andy Palumbo and Elizabeth Goldberg, y'all are
real good.
All right, Sheila, are you ready for Ask Sheila?
I am just about ready, but people are asking me what my sweatshirt says this morning.
Oh.
It said, hating me won't make you pretty. I saw it and I thought it was cute.
All right. I did have the camera on you. Yeah, you can see that good if you're watching on Hub Plus. Hating me won't make you pretty.
You know how some
Sheila,
people are.
That's too funny.
I hope y'all don't hate me, but I saw somebody else have it, and I'm like, that's a cute sweatshirt.
Well, some do hate you, Sheila, but
They hate me?
But I always get on to them about it. I don't.
Life's too short to be hating on people.
They don't hate you, Sheila. I think you're the most loved person in Putnam County sometimes.
I doubt that.
Can't go anywhere with you.
They like you too, Jason.
All right, Sheila, you ready here? Got your first question.
I'm ready.
Looks like this is about the average American.
Okay.
42% of all U.S. households have one of these in the kitchen. What are they? They have a pair of these. I would say that. That's not worded that way, but I think it'll help you.
And how many of
42% of all U.S. households have a pair of these in the kitchen.
salt and pepper shakers?
No.
Probably higher than that.
Yeah, salt and pepper would be higher.
Pair of these tongs.
Not tongs.
Am I dancing around it?
I mean, technically, with the tongs, you are dancing around it, but that's not it. A little bit more primitive.
Chopsticks?
Yes, chopsticks.
When you said I was thinking of
Because they come every time you get Chinese food or something like that. We just end up putting them in the junk drawer.
Do you ever use chopsticks, or do you mainly want a fork when you're eating?
If I'm at home, I'll use a fork. But if I'm out with my son, I'll use chopsticks.
Yeah, because he'll be embarrassed for using a fork.
Right.
Chopsticks, I don't know why. I always wanted to use them, so I guess I wanted it so bad that I just picked them up like it was nothing and started using them.
I never knew how to use them, and then once Caleb learned how, it's like, oh geez.
Yeah, my son knows. I got to.
I better learn how to use them.
You better
too.
sharpen your chopstick skills.
And they come to find out they're not as hard as you make
they're
it out
not.
to be.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, Sheila. Next question. Good job on that question number
Thank
one.
you. Good job on your hints.
Up to 3 for the week.
Yeah.
About half American homes have one of these. What is it?
Half of American homes have one of these.
Yeah.
I was going to say bidet just to be funny, but I don't think any.
I don't think half.
No, not half of them.
No. I'd be shocked if
Is
that
it in the bathroom, kitchen, living room?
These could be really anywhere in the home.
Suitcase.
No. I got more than one definitely at my house.
Got more than one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Dog.
House plants.
Oh, I wouldn't have got that.
Donna,
Wasn't even in the plant realm.
that Christmas cactus that you got, Donna, is still living.
I'm glad because mine died, and I tried to love on it, but I think I loved it too much and watered it too much.
She just now pitched out a poinsettia, and it looked just as pretty as it did at Christmas.
Well, then why'd she pitch it out if it still looked?
Tired of it.
But it didn't die?
No.
How does she keep all these plants alive?
I can't tell you. I got no idea what she does or how she does it.
I think sometime my chemical makeup kills them.
I think you're right.
I think it's that I love them too much. I water them too much, or then not too much.
I think you're right.
You're just being agreeable today. I'm not used to this.
You're right, Sheila.
Oh, my.
The average American household has 2 of these. What are they?
TVs.
No. I'd say probably more TVs than 2. The average household has 2 of these.
Recliners.
Close. Give you one more guess.
Couches?
Couches.
They have more than one?
Well, yeah.
All right, then.
Well, you know, back in the day, you'd have your living room, but then you'd have your family room. And then in the living room area, that's the couch you weren't allowed to sit on.
Then why even have that there for when the guests come over?
Well, yeah. Where else you gonna sit with the preacher?
He just sits right in the living room with us.
Well, back in the day when the preacher came, you went to the fancy.
You went fancy?
Fancy living room. You pulled the plastic off.
I never had a fancy living room.
Well, a lot of houses did, even small homes.
Yeah.
6:59 now, and coming up next, some great guests.
Yes, we have Ashley Michael with Plenty Bookstore. We're going to talk about them teaming up with Exceptional Bean, the coffee shop in Cookeville. They're going to have an event coming up this Saturday, as well as Blair Dudley from Hip Cookeville, all the concerts.
All right. Coming up next after 7 here on Good morning, Cookeville. We're live in the Willow Window Studio. Hang out with us.
This is News Talk 107.7 and 1400, The Hub. Good morning, Cookeville. W299BY, 107.7 FM, and AM 1400, WHUB Cookeville.
Israel has stopped ceasing fire. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. That's in Gaza, where Israel launched a lot of airstrikes.
Last night into this morning in Gaza, it is the heaviest wave of attacks since the ceasefire took effect in January. The IDF says it hit dozens of targets, going after Hamas targets like officials, leadership, and infrastructure.
Health officials in Gaza say more than 400 Palestinians have been killed, including women and children. Fox's Alex Hogan also reads a statement from Israel's defense minister.
This decision comes after Hamas repeatedly refused to release our hostages and rejected all proposals presented by U.S. President's envoy, Steve Witkoff, as well as the mediators.
Today, President Trump will focus on ending another war. In a phone call with Russia's leader, Vladimir Putin, pushing for a ceasefire.
And I think Ukraine wants it. I know they want it. Everybody wants it. It's tremendous death. The bloodshed is unbelievable.
Now, the president remains under scrutiny also over weekend deportations of more than 200 illegal immigrants. A federal judge is demanding answers by noon about why his order to block 2 flights was ignored, asking the administration to show a plan to bring those illegal immigrants back from El Salvador where they were flown.
The Trump administration is saying that the judge who tried to stop them from deporting Venezuelan gang members via the Alien Enemies Act vastly overstepped his authority. Now, they're asking a circuit court to remove him from the case entirely.
Fox's Bill Maluzhin. 2 astronauts stuck in space since June are finally on their way back to Earth.
To Crew 9, safe journey home.
Butch Wilmore and Sonny Williams are on a SpaceX capsule that undocked just after midnight and will return late in the afternoon, ending what was supposed to be a short mission to the International Space Station, but the Boeing craft that took them there last year had issues and couldn't bring them back. The boys of summer are back, even though it's still winter. The Major League Baseball season opener being played now in Japan. The Chicago Cubs lead the Los Angeles Dodgers 1-0 in the 3rd inning. America's listening to Fox News.
Seems everything costs more these days. Gas, groceries, and when's the last time you checked your wireless bill? Yikes. When it comes to big wireless, if you're staying, you may be overpaying. Switch to Consumer Cellular and get the same fast, reliable nationwide coverage without the big wireless bill. Plans start at just $20 a month, and that's not a short-term promo. But don't just take our word for it. Here's Jackie and Veronica, real customers.
I didn't know that I could get something for a lot less money that was actually better than who I was with before.
Anytime anybody complains about their cell phone bill, we say, you've got to check out Consumer Cellular.
Our U.S.-based experts will get you switched and saving in about 20 minutes. Just call or click to see how much you can save today. Because when it comes to big wireless, if you're staying, you may be overpaying. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit ConsumerCellular.com. That's 1-888-FREEDOM or ConsumerCellular.com today. Real people paid to share their opinions in this ad. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing.
We mentioned President Trump and his phone call with Russia's leader today, trying to end the war in Ukraine. It comes the day after he went to the Kennedy Center for Performing Arts that the president is now in charge of.
During a Monday visit, President Trump called the Kennedy Center a big part of the fabric of D.C., but says it needs a lot of work.
We're going to make a lot of changes, including the seats, the decor, pretty much everything.
The president dismissed the Kennedy Center's leadership earlier this year, appointing a new board of trustees and naming himself the chairman.
I never realized this was in such bad shape. I've been so busy, I haven't been able to be here in a long time.
Several artists have said they will no longer perform at the venue following the Trump administration's takeover. And last week, Vice President J.D. Vance was booed by concert goers at a classical music performance. At the White House, Jared Halpern, Fox News.
Canada's new prime minister is getting the royal treatment visiting London amid a trade war between the U.S. and Canada and Europe, which is retaliating for American tariffs on imports.
If President Donald Trump really does want Canada as the 51st state, Canada
Canada's head of state might have something to say. King Charles welcomed Prime Minister Mark Carney to Buckingham Palace, symbolically wearing a tie in Canadian red. He called the relationship rather important. PM Carney glad of the support.
We have a steadfast defender in our sovereign.
He later met British counterpart Keir Starmer at 10 Downing Street.
Shared history, shared values, shared king.
Mark Carney also went to France on this first foreign trip as leader. Canadian prime ministers normally visit the US before going further afield. Jonathan Savage, Fox News.
On Wall Street, stock futures are down, so selling may resume on concern about tariffs potentially hurting the economy. This after a second straight rebound from March losses. The Dow gained 353 points yesterday. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
Local news. News Talk 107.7 and 1400. The Hub.
News is brought to you by One Bank of Tennessee, where service is second to none.
From the WHUB News Center, I'm Rafferty Cleary. A project to widen West Stevens Street between South Willow Avenue and South Franklin Avenue is underway in Cookeville. City officials say Stevens Street will be closed to through traffic daily for the next 2 to 3 months. Warren County authorities have charged 2 people with murder after deputies found the deceased body on Holcomb Road Friday. District Attorney General Chris Stanford said 46-year-old Nina Jean Judkins confessed that she and 54-year-old David Zeb Alexander killed 56-year-old Bruce Morton. Stanford said deputies found Morton's deceased body under a mattress and said a disagreement over stolen property led to the killing. Mount Juliet police have arrested a Cookeville man late last week after finding cocaine and 171 grams of methamphetamine during a traffic stop. 52-year-old Roger D. Horn charged with possession of meth and simple possession of drugs. The Herald Citizen reporting that Horn has a history of drug arrest in Putnam County dating back to 2016. That's the news from WHUB.
From the WHUB Willow Window Studios, your trusted window, garage door, and custom window treatment experts. Willow Window. Stop by their new showroom at 310 Newman Drive, Cookeville.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is radio station WHUB, the voice of the Upper Cumberland in Cookeville, Tennessee.
Good morning.
Good morning, Cookeville, with Jason and Sheila on 107.7 and 1400 The Hub.
Good morning, Cookeville. Jason and Sheila here with you live in the Willow Window Studio. It's 7:06 now.
We're happy to have Ashley Michael with us. She's with Plenty Bookstore in Cookeville, and they've just moved locations way far across the street.
Yeah.
Not across town, just across the street.
Hope y'all can find them.
Have you got a little more room in the new area?
Yes, that is. Well, we loved where we were. I know that y'all saw our first place, and it was so cute and charming.
Right beside Jamie's Eats and
yes,
Sweets.
Loved it. But we needed a little more elbow room to be able to host events like the one I was at last night. So we're actually over twice as big as what we used to be, but it still feels very cozy.
Yeah.
Very quaint bookshop still. I'm proud of it.
What were you doing last night? You said you were up really late. And
We
you
had
hosted
a midnight release party. This is a thing now that you go and you wait till midnight for the book to come out the next day. So, you know, the Hunger Games series. Okay. The latest installment in the Hunger Games has come out today.
Oh,
Or at midnight last night. It's Haymitch's backstory, if you are fans of the series.
I like all the, well, I must admit, and this is not going to shock a lot of people, I haven't read any of the books.
But you've seen the movies.
I've seen the movie.
That's
and
okay. It's a gateway to to the books. You're almost there.
Yeah.
I was that kid in school when, you know, you had to read, like, I learned my lesson was on The Hobbit.
Oh.
So I'd seen the movie, you know, the little animated movie.
Yes, I know what you're talking about.
And I thought, I'm good. So when it came time to do it, take the test or whatever,
You were like, what are these questions?
the movie didn't match up.
I don't know that.
It never does.
And I was
Even
like,
though some may do a good rendition of a movie compared to the book, the books are always more in depth and more detail. And
I did not do well on that.
You know, because you've
man.
got the writer of the book and then the writer of the screenplay
Yeah.
may see things a little differently.
Yeah,
That's
I guess
true.
so. I don't know, but anyway, but I learned my lesson on that. But I love the Hunger Games movies.
Yeah.
Did they match up well? I mean,
They match up well, and that is one where I think you could have a solid debate on which is better, the book or the movie. I think most people would say the book, but yeah, it's fairly similar. There's no major, I'm trying to think. I don't think there's like a major plot change, just little details.
so this is a new book that would is it in order or anyway, or it's just more of the backstory of who'd you say?
Haymitch.
Haymitch,
He's the
okay.
guy that in the first Hunger Games, he's like their mentor
Yeah,
that just drinks all the time.
Woody Harrelson.
Yes, has a haunted past. And so you're seeing, because he was a participant in the Hunger Games and
Right.
won. And so that's what this book is about, is that time.
That would be interesting to find his story, his backstory.
I know. I have not read it yet because
Well, that'd be
I was
cool.
up, at the midnight release, and then I went to sleep. So I gotta go home and read it.
She's like, I got to be up in the morning. These people asked me to be on the radio real early.
I'm so excited. Yeah.
Was there a good showing last night, though?
Yes, we sold out, and we had people calling to see if they could come, and which is so cool
Really?
to me. Like
Yeah.
that people are that excited to stay up till midnight getting a book. But yeah, we had like 75 people there, and I've had to order more books because we.
I think that is fantastic.
I would not, I don't mean to sound bad. I would not have thought that.
I know. Yeah. We've done a few midnight release parties, and they all just do really well. I love it.
See, I don't think that reading has gone by the wayside. I think especially when you have good events like you do, coupled with something that people are really interested in, even if they haven't been avid readers this whole time, they love the movie, and maybe they think, well, I want to see the book before I see this other release.
Yes.
Because reading the book is so much better.
It is. You get the thoughts, behind the characters. And,
Yeah.
That will be a good movie as info. I mean, I don't want to take away from the book, but are you seeing that more people, because it seems like people got away from, books
like Kindles and
and went more to that or the audio book. Have you noticed more people are coming back to having a physical book in their hand? It seems like that's a trend right now.
Yes, I think it is a trend. I think it's kind of a trend in the younger generations even, which is so interesting to me. But I love it. It's almost like, oh, look at this cool antiquated thing.
Right. And they're the ones who are bringing vinyl back too. Like they want to hear the songs on vinyl and they want to read books.
Yeah.
And it's just, everything old is new again.
Yeah.
That's very interesting.
Yeah.
Now, how many of these did you have at midnight to sell out?
How many books?
Yeah.
We had 60.
Okay.
And so they're gone. I think actually we have one. So when we open at 10 this morning, one lucky person will.
Oh my gosh.
So we ordered another 60 that has shipped out this morning, and it should be here in a couple days. But yeah, I just never thought, I need hundreds of copies of one book.
That's great.
Yeah.
If you drop by and you're sold out again, can you put your name on a waiting list or something like that?
We have a list, and really anytime because even though we're bigger, we still can't house all the books in the world, believe it or not. So we do orders every day. So anytime that somebody drops by and we don't have what they're looking for, we just put on the order and bring it in.
Now, were these like any sort of like collector's editions, or are these just regular old books that you had at midnight?
This is usually the books will come out first in hardback, which is a collector's edition, I guess, in its own right, the first print. But now, I don't know if you've seen that a lot of books are coming out with like sprayed edges, special designs, and y'all have got to come in and see. It's like a work of art on the sides of these books. And so the pages, the edges will have like paintings on them or colors or, it's really cool.
That's a great idea to keep people interested and make it different and make them want
it's
that.
pretty
book.
on your shelf. I mean, and then maybe one day you'll pick it up and actually read it. But yeah, so all the old Hunger Games books have just come out with these pretty sprayed edges, and so this new one has not yet. It's just the hardback. It matches the old, first versions of the other ones, but it'll probably come out in a sprayed edge next year.
Well, they do. I guess they do box sets just like they do albums and CDs and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Now, do you hate the idea of audiobooks?
No,
Okay.
I listen to them all the time.
All right.
And we sell them through the store too.
You were trying
I'm
to
not
set me
cheating.
up, weren't you?
No, I was just wondering.
I like to drive, and because I love to read. I love to keep up with things, but it is hard to because my schedule is so crazy.
Yes.
So I will listen to books driving, and it's like it relaxes you in a way too. Not that I'm still paying attention to driving,
especially if you get a good narrator or reader, because that can make or break it for me.
Yeah,
sometimes
me too.
I'm like, I don't like your voice.
Terrible.
I'm done with you.
Oh, that'd be awful.
Yeah. It's like a bad actor in a movie. I can't concentrate on that if they're bad acting. And that you have to act like you feel it when you're reading it to me.
Right.
Yeah, but some of them do all the voices and the accents. It's pretty good.
That's great.
Yeah, you can totally do audiobooks, and that counts as reading, and you can buy them through your local bookshop too. So we have those.
We're talking to Ashley Michael with Plenty Bookshop. We got an event coming up Saturday with Exceptional Bean. We'll talk to her about that here in just a little bit here on Good Morning Cookeville, live in the Willow Window Studio. We'll be right back.
Hey, how's your money situation? Are you ready for retirement?
I wish I could retire.
Well, if you want to know what the pros are doing to make wealth multiply and retire like royalty, then you need to listen to this show, Retire the Right Way, with Aaron Wright. Get your money right and tune in every weekend, Saturdays at 9 a.m. on News Talk 107.7 and 1400 The Hub.
Did you know that all of our stations have some great half-price Upper Cumberland deals? You're supporting local businesses and getting great savings at the same time. Businesses like Fog Light Food House, CG's Boutique, Exceptional Bean, Royal House of Cheese. Go to halfpriceuppercumberland.com. Visit any of the Cookeville Communications station websites for more information or to purchase a half-price gift card.
Call us before you dig. Accidents are caused each year because someone broke a gas line that they didn't know was there. Remember, not all of our lines are in the street. They go through your yard to the house. Don't take a chance. The Cookeville Gas Department will gladly check any area before you dig and tell you if there are any gas lines present. Help us keep natural gas the safest energy there is. Natural gas. Energy for life. This message brought to you in the interest of safety from the Cookeville Gas Department in cooperation with the Tennessee Public Utility Commission.
Let the bidding begin. It's time for the show, and you know it's gonna go high. There's a buzz in the air, and people come from everywhere to hear the auctioneer cry. The sound of the gavel never gets old when you hear an EJ say so. Live or online, we handle auctions of any kind.
Call Aminette's Eagle Auction at 526-5335, where we soar higher.
Are you taking steps to help protect your money from the potential impact of world war? Russia and Ukraine, Israel, Gaza. We've seen threats from Iran, and now Syria has been taken over by extremists, putting the entire region at risk. The question is, how much more international conflict can we handle? And what impacts will these conflicts have on the global economy and your retirement savings? Right now, thousands of hardworking Americans are turning to precious metals like gold and silver to help them protect their hard-earned savings. You may not be able to control these global conflicts around the world, but you can control how you diversify your money. And that's where gold and silver could help. Right now, you can get a free gold and silver kit from the top-rated precious metals company, Goldco. On top of that, you could get up to a 10% instant match in bonus silver for qualified accounts, but only while supplies last, so don't wait. Visit HannityGold.com or call 855-815-GOLD to get your free copy today and find out if you qualify for up to a 10% instant match in bonus silver. That's 855-815-GOLD.
1077 and 1400, The Hub.
Morning Cookeville.
Jason and Sheila. Good morning, Cookeville.
Good morning, Cookeville. We're Jason and Sheila, and we're live here in the Willow Window Studio. 7:18 now.
I want to say hi to Miss Terry Ritter, who is with the Art Studio and Gallery, always listens every morning. And Sheila Julian, she was listening to the interview and said, what was that midnight release book? And Ashley Michael is with us from Plenty Bookstore, and you did have a midnight release, and it was The Hunger Games.
It's called Sunrise on the Reaping by Suzanne Collins. And yeah, it's the latest Hunger Games novel.
That'd be great.
Yeah. And they sold out.
There's one left.
There's one, and there's 60 more on the way. And we can, hopefully the publisher will just keep sending them our way.
So how often do you guys have like midnight releases and things like that?
We do usually several events a month, and that is just the benefit of we have an awesome staff, and we get really excited about books, and we just want to plan parties around books a lot. So there's usually a midnight release, though, maybe 4 times a year, something like that.
Can you do one for us old people that's like a
old people midnight,
Yes.
which is 6 or 7.
7 p.m.? Yeah.
So we are actually doing a cocktail hour kind of release.
That's what I'm talking about.
It's for Emily Henry. She's like a romance novelist, I would say, which you
so
could
what would you
still
get
enjoy.
out for and have cocktail for? I'm thinking, what kind of book would Jason?
They're really funny. Like she writes really interesting
A funny
characters
romance
and-
novel.
Yes.
I don't see many of those.
She's very clever and very well written. I do like her books a lot. So she has one coming out at the
He
end of
held me
April.
in his arms.
It's not like
and started tickling me.
Come to find out, he had a kazoo.
Yes, exactly. That's straight
We're
out of
more
one of her
like the
books.
true story readers, aren't we? Well, like I like
yeah.
documentaries and things like that, and bios.
Yeah, I'm definitely a nonfiction guy.
Yeah, I am too.
Yeah, you like. Well, we have. What is that? This Saturday we are doing, and that's not midnight. I think it's going to be. I'm trying to remember now. Is it at 10 or at 2? I need to look it up.
Is it with the exceptional being assistant?
Yes.
And the book is called The Power of a Paperclip.
Look it up.
And there's 2 different authors on this. It's about the Holocaust.
Yes, it's at
Wow.
4. It's 4 o'clock Saturday at the Exceptional Bean. And yes, this is true story. And this is really kind of cool because it takes, the Holocaust did not take place in Tennessee. But the project that this book is about was from, am I saying it right? Whitwell? Whitwell. See, because I'm not from Tennessee.
Down around
I
South-
did look it up. I was like, where is this place?
It's around South Pittsburgh.
Okay,
Just
well,
past
I didn't see Pitts. Okay.
We got you, girl.
Not too far from Chattanooga.
I believe that's in Marion County, Tennessee.
Look at you. You should go on a
That's
quiz
how he
show.
does. He knows a little bit about
Tennessee.
I
everything.
could be wrong about all
Trivia.
that as info.
You know, he says things with very much confidence. so
That's all you have to do.
That's all you got to do.
And then I've looked stuff up after we get off there, and I'm like, you were wrong about all
You
that.
liar.
I can tell you this, I do think I'm close.
Yeah, I do
Probably
think
are.
you're close.
I think I'm close.
Not right on the money.
Yeah.
Well, I've never heard of any of those places, so I think you're an expert. I'm going to believe you.
Okay. Well,
could be
that's your
misled.
problem.
But this is an interesting and sad part of history, though. But I mean, a lot of us like to study this, and like, I always like. This is why I like real stories. What makes people tick? What made this part of history happen? How did it get so cruel?
Yeah.
And then you've got the great spirit of humans where they're just lifted up and they're surviving.
Yes.
And still telling their stories. It's all amazing to me.
You probably would like historical fiction then
Yeah.
and stuff too, where it's like, based on everything's really happening, but you're really getting into kind of the mind of one person and
Like
seeing
Patriot.
Yeah.
Yes.
I do like
the
that.
Patriot.
Yeah.
I forgot about
I
that
love
movie.
that. I love that movie. It wasn't a book, was it?
I don't know. I've never looked to see. A lot of movies were originally books. I bet it was.
It may have been. I don't know,
There's a
but
lot of our favorite movies that were books.
I don't know if the hatchet scene would be as good in the book or not.
I don't know. I don't know that that's My favorite party. I mean, it's
Ashley,
inspiring.
we want you to come back. Don't be scared of us.
I'm not scared.
I have to admit that was a pretty good scene in that movie.
It was a great movie.
He avenged his son. I mean,
No,
you can't get any
that's
better
the
than that.
freedom part, right?
No, you're thinking
No,
about
that's where
Braveheart.
he goes. Yeah, okay. See,
Braveheart, he was
wrong.
freedom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's just sad.
He's reenacting all the scenes, his favorite scenes. So at
Yes.
4 o'clock, is
She's
it?
the one who said historical fiction. I was just agreeing with
You're
her.
right. That's
He was
exactly
getting
what it would
excited.
be
You
like.
can tell he likes that.
See?
Yes, and you can find all that in books.
Speaking of the book,
Yeah.
The Power of a Paperclip.
Yes.
The 2 authors will be an exceptional being this
Yes.
coming Saturday.
Yes, that's right. And one of them was C.G. England's principal, I believe, teacher.
Principal and teacher. I heard her talking about that.
Yeah, yeah, which is cool. So that's how we found out about it. There's so many books and things out there, and well, especially I am not from Tennessee. I've lived here about 10 years, and so there's a lot of the history of this state that I have known nothing about. So I didn't know about this paperclip project, but CG was telling me about it, and then I was telling some staff, and they thought, "Oh, I know all about this. I had heard about it, and that's so cool, and we're going to do this event."
I've never heard of it.
Well, from what I understand, there was so the teachers at this middle school really, I mean, they are great educators, and they had this mindset of how can we really engage our kids? How can we help them, take an interest and understand the world and the history and all these really difficult things when they live in the middle of Appalachia like that. The Holocaust feels so far removed from
Sure.
Appalachia, and so I think they put it to the students, and they came up with this idea on their own of collecting paper clips for every victim of the Holocaust. And so there's a certain amount of paper clips, and this story details what transpired and how that all went on. And then it became a big, national headline and really made some significant changes permanently in that area. So I'm excited to
It helps
have them.
kids realize that with every paperclip, that was a life that was touched.
Yes, I mean it really
And
Put a
kids get
visual
that.
to it.
Yes.
Yeah. That's a great way, to learn and really put a number on it.
Yeah.
Because you can read the number.
Right.
You can see the number.
Right.
And it'd be like, oh my gosh, that's a big number.
Sure.
But when you see something, whatever it is, paper clips, whatever, lined up, that is a huge reminder of the lives that were actually lost during that time. What a cruel time. And I think a lot of people right now especially need to remember the Holocaust and all the stuff that Jewish people went through during that time, because it seems like a lot of people have forgotten about that.
Yeah, it's several generations ago at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you get to thinking there's, I always say, we're only 2 people away from, pottying outside, or
Yes.
we're
using an outhouse.
We're 2 people away from using outhouses. I mean, that's not that far. I don't know how old you are. You may be 3 people
I'll be
away.
42 next month.
You're probably 2.5 people away then. That from we're 3 people away from not having cars.
Yeah.
Isn't that nuts?
It is crazy when you think of it that way, and we're not that far removed from things, and how
Yeah.
everything really touched our lives or our ancestors' lives
Yeah.
and made it what it is today. And that's kind of what this book is about. And I think it would be neat to meet the authors and ask them some questions.
I always love meeting the authors.
Yeah.
Authors are cool people, and they have always been. We have a lot of authors, at least 3 a month, I would say, that come through the shop and do events and stuff with us. And it's just so interesting to me. I've never written a book, and I'm always so amazed that they set out to start a project and they completed it.
Yeah. Seriously, yeah. Because
Yeah.
all of us get so involved in
Yes.
different things, and we're spinning these plates.
Yes.
And all of them's going to break. How did you even finish one thing?
It's crazy, and it's just because they have this passion and this drive to get their story or their message out there. So
How did you guys get together with Exceptional Bean when doing this? Is it through CG that she knew
through
this?
CG, yes, she is a reader and she comes into the shop a lot. We actually partner with her and have some books in her shop that she comes out and picks, and
which is great. I love that she started doing that, and kind of local businesses supporting each other.
It's really fun to kind of match, different books with the people that would be in different shops, and it helps get books out more into the community. You may not think about coming to a bookshop because maybe you're not into books or reading, but you might go to these other places and perhaps you'll find a book there that grabs you.
I haven't been to the new Plenty Bookshop yet.
We're still pretty new.
But it is on my list to get to if things will ever slow down enough to go in.
I'll make sure he goes. I'll take him.
As long as
You just need to have a day on the west side, get you a good breakfast somewhere. We got a lot of options. And then come hang out at the bookshop. There's lots of seats, and
I'll go as long as Sheila promised me to go to Jamie's first.
Yes.
And get it.
I have a problem with that.
And get a brownie.
Yeah.
That's a good way to start your day.
I mean, isn't it?
Jamie. Yeah.
That's the breakfast of champions.
Yeah.
Especially a Jamie brownie.
Yeah.
Yes.
Is there anything to cost in this for Saturday?
No, the event is free, and we'll have books there. If you want to buy a book, you certainly can.
Will the author sign it and everything
yes,
too?
Yeah, they'll be there and they'll sign them. Yeah.
This is such a cool event. 4 o'clock Saturday
at the Exceptional Bean. Yes.
Talking to Ashley Michael with Plenty Bookshop. Ashley, thank you so much for being here this morning. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
It's Good Morning Cookeville. We got Jason and Sheila here live in the Willow Window Studio. Blair Dudley from Hip Cookeville is next. We'll talk to him about his upcoming shows, so hang out with us. We'll be right back.
Local news. News Talk 107.7 and 1400. The Hub.
News is brought to you by One Bank of Tennessee, where service is second to none.
From the WHUB News Center, I'm Rafferty Cleary. A project to widen West Stevens Street between South Willow Avenue and South Franklin Avenue is underway in Cookeville. City officials say Stevens Street will be closed to through traffic daily for the next 2 to 3 months. Warren County authorities have charged 2 people with murder after deputies found the deceased body on Holcomb Road Friday. District Attorney General Chris Stanford said 46-year-old Nina Jean Judkins confessed that she and 54-year-old David Zeb Alexander killed 56-year-old Bruce Morton. Stanford said deputies found Morton's deceased body under a mattress and said a disagreement over stolen property led to the killing. Mount Juliet police have arrested a Cookeville man late last week after finding cocaine and 171 grams of methamphetamine during a traffic stop. 52-year-old Roger D. Horn charged with possession of meth and simple possession of drugs. The Herald Citizen reporting that Horn has a history of drug arrests in Putnam County dating back to 2016. That's the news from WHUB.
Good morning, Cookeville. I'm Jacob Vinson with the UCR Sports Report on 107.7 and 1400 The Hub. The Philadelphia 76ers will be without another one of their stars for the rest of the season after it was announced that Paul George received injections in his left adductor muscle and left knee. George signed a 4-year Supermax deal worth $212 million in July and has averaged 16 points per game over 41 games this season for the Sixers. Deion Sanders is trying to do something new with the Colorado Buffaloes football program this spring. He wants to practice against another college team and then have a scrimmage like in the NFL preseason. Syracuse head coach Fran Brown replied to Deion on X that he'd bring his team out for 3 days to Boulder. Under current NCAA bylaws, schools cannot play against other schools in the spring. 4-star defensive tackle Trayshawn Ruffin flipped his commitment from Texas A&M to North Carolina football on Monday. He's the 238th ranked prospect in the ESPN 300 for 2026. Ruffin becomes the top-ranked prospect for the Tar Heels in 2026. Join us today for high school baseball as Upperman travels to Stone Memorial to kick off district play. First pitch is set for 5:30 in Crossville. You can watch the game live on the UCR Facebook page and YouTube channel with myself and Noah McKay. I'm Jacob Vinson, and that was the UCR Sports Report on 107.7 and 1400 The Hub.
The UCR Sports Report on 107.7 and 1400 The Hub, brought to you by One Bank.
TRN News.
In Warren County, a homicide investigation underway after a man's body found under a mattress. Authorities made the gruesome discovery Friday, then took David Alexander and Nina Judkins into custody. They alleged the duo killed 56-year-old Bruce Allen Morton, then hid his remains at his property on Holcomb Road. The suspects allegedly believed Morton had stolen from him. A man is dead from a shooting Sunday afternoon in North Memphis. Police called to Hunter Avenue and found a man lying in a yard suffering from a gunshot wound. The male victim died on scene. No suspect has been named, as police also investigating a shooting occurred Sunday afternoon in the Hickory Hill area. Officers called to Methodist Hospital in Germantown after a female victim arrived with a critical gunshot wound. Police say the shooting happened on Ridgeway Boulevard. Anyone with information on either shooting is asked to call Crime Stoppers. I'm Lee Mowen.
Number 1 for news from across the state. This is the Tennessee Radio Network.
If your skin could talk, would you listen?
As your skin, I forgive you. I forgive you for poking and popping me when I broke out at 14. I forgive you for that awful belly ring hole you left in me when you were 15. I forgive you for damaging me before prom, on spring break, and at tanning salons when you were 16, 17, 18. But I'm your skin, and if you continue to tan, I hope you can forgive me. Forgive me when wrinkles begin to show and I start developing age spots. Forgive me if I develop melanoma when you're only 22. So please, I'm asking you to stop. Stop tanning now. Our future depends on it.
Protect your skin from melanoma, the second most common cancer in young women 15 to 29 years old. And protect your future. Learn more at spotskincancer.org. A message from the American Academy of Dermatology.
Firefighters continue to battle a large wildfire in the Cherokee National Forest. The fire reported to be 15 acres early Saturday morning, and it spread to 225 acres in the Halltop area of Cocke County. Rain helped reduce the fire to 165 acres by Sunday afternoon. Residents are advised to avoid the area until further notice. A total of 37 firefighters battled the blaze yesterday. The National Weather Service confirming an EF1 tornado touching down in Bedford and Rutherford counties Saturday night. The tornado started in northwest Bedford County, damaging homes, then traveled 4.5 miles to Rutherford County between Highway 41A and Highway 231. Damage was reported in Christiana, where the tornado lifted by Jones Road. Peak winds were estimated at 95 miles per hour. TDOT announcing the reopening of State Route 81 between Unicoi and Washington counties. TDOT reporting 43 of 49 sections of roadway damaged by Hurricane Helene have now been reopened. I'm Lee Mowen, Tennessee Radio Network News.
Upper Cumberland weather.
Brought to you by the Habitat for Humanity's Habitat Restore, located at 560 South Jefferson in Cookeville.
This is your latest forecast from News Talk 107.7 and 1400, The Hub.
From the Upper Cumberland Weather Studio, I'm Anthony Taylor with your Monday morning forecast. Calm conditions have returned to the region, and so is the cold this morning. Skies will be sunny heading into the afternoon hours, with highs only topping out in the low to mid-50s. North-northwest wind at around 5 miles per hour. Tonight will be mainly clear with lows in the upper 30s. Spring-like warmth returns tomorrow with highs around 70.
Good morning, Cookeville, with Jason and Sheila.
On 107.7 and 1400, The Hub.
Good morning, Cookeville. Jason and Sheila here with you. We're live in the Willow Window Studio. It's 7:36 now.
Blair Dudley is with us. He's with Hip Cookeville, the Hip Cookeville events, does it all, even helping with shelters when it was cold. So you really do a lot for this community. You really do.
There's a great community guy. You kidding me?
Yeah.
We get into some things, yeah. It's either got to be important or fun for us to touch it, though.
Well, you help take care of people, too. And we appreciate you for that. And you have brought a lot of great entertainment to this town. And if folks have not seen the tribute, because people might hear a tribute band, and some have not been good, but that is not Blair's.
No, well, there's a lot of people don't even know what a tribute band is. There's a difference between a tribute band and a cover band.
True.
Big difference. A tribute band acts like they are the people.
Mm-hmm.
Look like the people, dress like the people, sing all the songs from that one particular person.
Note to note.
A cover band is just somebody who sings a bunch of songs that they know.
Yeah.
Right?
That's true. Yeah, the tribute bands, they spend an enormous amount of time trying to, pay homage to the people that they are actually performing their songs.
Yeah.
I'll tell you one of my favorites you did, and I would definitely watch them again. Barracuda.
Yes.
Oh my God! But I love Hart, and I love Ann Wilson and her voice, and the lead singer's voice of Barracuda. She can hit those notes like Ann.
Yeah.
And you could tell she loved Ann. This was not like I'm making fun of them or anything
Right.
like that. Like I was taken back to the 80s to when I first started loving Hart when I saw them, and it really was a great experience.
Yeah.
It was. We were not able to get them back on the schedule this year unless we find another venue to do some things at. But yeah, that's the I've been you said taken back to the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
I can't tell you how many times I've been taken back to like my concert experiences
Right.
in the 1980s in
I
these
was
shows.
shocked at just how much emotion it brought back, you know, and I could feel like I was right there
Well, I
again.
mean, you do feel like you are there watching the actual person. I mean, you know you're not.
It shocked me. I knew I wasn't, but it shocked me at just how much her voice sounded like it. I mean, we know it wasn't her, but and then she told stories of why she first started loving Hart, and that's why I did too. I love that there were girls that rocked in a band, you know, and they were really good.
I remember the first time the Petty Junkies were here, and the show was just phenomenal, and the energy between the crowd and the band, and so the lead singer, he said at one point in time, he's like, I know we didn't actually write these songs, but it sure feels like we did.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
And I think all of us felt that way with Tom Petty. Anyway, it was like the soundtrack of our lives.
They put so much time and energy into getting that exactly right. This is their jobs, and they are phenomenal, not just singers, but musicians. I mean, you could tell that these musicians could damn near play anything that they wanted to, and they're choosing to do this.
And when they choose a band or a singer that they're emulating, that means they've loved them too.
Right, and you've got people that've been touring on our stage.
Yeah.
You've got people that've been touring with Garth Brooks that have, that was lead singer.
Petty Junkies, those like
Petty
Little
Junkies.
Texas.
Yeah, he was the lead singer of Little
Brady
Texas.
Seals.
Brady Seals, yep. And just people that have actually interacted with the artists in a performance capacity.
And the artist appreciates them. These are like,
They do.
Yeah.
They do.
These are like really, I mean, like she said she met Ann Wilson, the Barracuda lead singer, and I was like, and she appreciates them keeping their songs alive, and it helps even like they want to see a Heart concert after they see Barracuda, you know.
It was probably 15 years ago that I saw my first tribute band, and was just blown away by how much fun that I had.
Yeah.
Because you hear about it, and you might be thinking in your head, this is going to be cheesy. But then you go see it, and then you can't wait to go see another one. I bet you get a lot of repeat people coming, because once you experience it, it's great. And the great thing about this too is that it's not costing you hundreds of dollars to get a ticket. It's not costing you $50 for a parking space. You don't have to go stay in a hotel.
Right. And then you're home within the next 30 minutes. And
There's plenty.
That's what I love.
Plenty of great places for you to eat downtown, West End. It's a perfect night out. How much are tickets to Pink Houses?
Well, they're $30, but if you use a promotion code we've got, it's brings it down to $25, and that promotion code is EAGLE.
Yeah, for our sister station, 106.1 The Eagle. Of course, that station plays a ton of John Cougar Mellencamp, and John Mellencamp. Plays all three versions of him. Yeah.
True.
So I mean, do you, I went on YouTube and listened to a little bit of Pink Houses.
Mm-hmm.
They're great. Mm-hmm. Do they go in order? Because I know a lot of tribute bands, they'll start at the beginning and go kind of in chronological order of the artists, or do they mix it up back and forth?
I believe they mix it up.
Good, I like that better.
Every band puts their sets together, depending on what they're wanting to accomplish at a show, because it's about the experience as much as it is hearing the music. But I think they'll probably be mixing it up.
Well, good. My favorite song when I was a kid was Jack and Diane.
I think that was like when we were in high school or preschool, not preschool, junior high.
It was somewhere between preschool and high school.
Somewhere.
I think you're right, Sheila.
No, junior high and high school.
Yeah.
That was the song.
Well, I'm a little bit younger than you, so I didn't know what they meant by dribble off those Bobby Brooks.
Let me do what I please.
Yeah, because
I figured it out.
I had a pair of Buster Brown shoes, and I thought, well, that's just the girl version.
Because you thought Buster Brown, Bobby Brooks.
They were outside having a big time, it seemed, so they might want to run around barefoot.
Eating a chili dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think his Scarecrow album is one of the greatest albums of all time, but certainly it's definitely top 10 album releases because that in the 80s because it had Pink Houses and Small Town and just so much on it.
Yeah, I mean that Pink the Scarecrow album is one of my favorites from him.
Right.
And tickets still available for Pink Houses?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
They are.
And the mixtape is Saturday night, which I know a lot of people are already familiar with. They've been here several times, and they are just a fun party band that plays
all 80s.
All 80s.
And the audience tends to put on their best in the 80s attire, and it's just a blast dancing. And those guys are great musicians too. And there's a big video experience at the same time going on for you. So it just takes your senses all in together. So, and you don't have to drive to Nashville to have a great time right now.
Yeah, really, you don't have to leave the city limit. You don't have to leave Putnam County to have a great time anymore. Yes, some people still believe that, Blair, that you got to go to Nashville.
That's because they haven't tried this yet. I mean,
this is our 8th year.
Yeah, 8th year.
Wow, really?
This is our 8th year doing this. Yeah. First year, we came on your show.
Yep.
We had Forever Abbey Road in the very first year.
And look how you've come a long way with getting all these groups and getting in contact with them. I mean, you work hard at making sure it is a serious, great experience when people come out.
We have a good music team that puts all this together.
Yeah.
Yep.
We'll talk to Blair more about the other shows he's got coming up at CPAC. And some of the other special events that Hip Cookeville has coming up. I know the Firefly Festival is on the way, so I want to be sure to talk to Blair about that. All coming up here on Good Morning Cookeville. We're live in the Willow Window Studio. Hang out with us. We'll be right back.
Hey guys, Ron Crane here from Dependable Auto Sales and Service, also Colonial Automotive, towing, rentals, we've got it all. Guys, if it's automotive, even if you need body work, if you've been in a wreck or something, please let us know. 931-526-7355. That's 931-526-SELL, S-E-L-L, 24/7 at dasautosales.com. That's dasautosales.com, and we're located 1575 Interstate Drive, the only car dealership on the left on Restaurant Row. Please come see us at any time. Thanks, guys.
Now you can fly anywhere in the world and pay discount prices on your airline tickets. Book a flight today to London, Paris, Madrid, or anywhere else you want to go and pay a lot less guaranteed. Call the International Travel Department right now at Low Cost Airlines.
800-648-9174. 800-648-9174. That's 800-648-9174.
You enjoy the thrill of gambling, but what happens when it becomes a problem? Whether you want to cut back or quit gambling altogether, the Gambling Clinic has been helping people change their gambling for over 2 decades. We're here to help, not to judge. The Gambling Clinic is a Tennessee-based clinic offering in-person and telehealth support to help people win back their life. Visit us at thegamblingclinic.com. This project is funded by the Tennessee Department of Mental Health and Substance Abuse Services. Brought to you by the Gambling Clinic, the Tennessee Association of Broadcasters, and this station.
Online only absolute auction for the estate of Ricky Gentry, CPA, at 721 Breeding Avenue. This is a highly desired location in the middle of Cookeville, Oaklawn Estates. A nice 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom brick home with 2,500 plus square feet sits on a double lot that offers front and rear driveways and a 2-car garage with covered carport. Also selling a large inventory of quality personal property. Bidding ends Thursday, March 20th at 10 a.m. Call Lee J at 526-5335 or visit eagleauctions.com.
Millions of Americans take medicine like Ozempic and Zepbound. Many of them are overpaying by thousands of dollars a year. These GLP-1 medications for diabetes, weight loss, and more may not always be covered by your insurance, but GoodRx can help. GoodRx helps you save every month on prescriptions at over 70,000 pharmacies nationwide. Best of all, it's free to use. Check GoodRx to save on GLP-1s. Just go to goodrx.com/GLP. That's goodrx.com/GLP. GoodRx is not insurance, but can be used instead of insurance, including Medicare and other federal and state-funded programs.
It's tax season. By now, we're all a bit tired of numbers, but here's one you need to hear. $16.5 billion. That's how much money in refunds the IRS flagged for possible identity fraud last year. Now, here's a good number, $100 million. That's how many data points LifeLock monitors every second. If your identity's stolen, they'll fix it guaranteed. Save up to 40% in your first year with promo code CLAY. Visit LifeLock.com. That's LifeLock.com, promo code CLAY. Terms apply.
Jason and Sheila. Good morning, Cookeville. 1077 and 1400, The Hub.
Good morning, Cookeville. Jason and Sheila with you live in the Willow Window Studio. 7:49 now.
Blair Dudley is with us. He is the founder of Hip Cookeville and the Hip Cookeville events. Boy, your staff does such a good job. You know, you surround yourself with good people. Not that you're not a good one too, but it's like, you know, you have
There's
people.
Marginal, and then he keeps.
There's marginal.
And then he keeps a good bunch around him.
Yeah,
I'm
marginal
with that.
I'm marginal at best.
Yeah.
No, the staff. Staff. Our team.
Yeah.
Our teams, and we have a lot of different teams, but yeah, they're the key to keeping this wheel rolling. And
Is
that's
Melissa
right.
Ellis still working with you?
She is. Yeah,
She's
Melissa is
great with the music.
Huge with booking. She's been booking out, or making all the arrangements with the Hip Cookeville concert series performers, and then also with the Firefly Festival, and she does the Hispanic Heritage Festival when it's time to do that as well. So
before we get into Firefly and all that stuff, let's finish out the shows that's coming to CPAC this year. So we've talked about Pink Houses, which is a John Cougar Mellencamp tribute band.
That's this Friday.
Mixtape is this Saturday, and that's an 80s party band that everybody loves. We know that that's coming. Who are some of the others this year? You always have a good mixture of people.
Right, we do. I want to bring up first, though, that at all of our shows this year, we have local opening artists, original artists from Cookeville.
Oh, great.
So you need to come out and see them.
A few was just a few last year, or was that all of them last year as well?
We had almost every show, but not quite all of the shows. And like this year let's see, I got to look at my phone.
And I know a lot of them were on our show on Fridays too, performing.
Yeah.
I love that
We
you
should
are.
do that again.
Yeah, I love it that you're bringing local people from the Upper Cumberland that are singer-songwriters and featuring them to open.
It gives them a chance to play in front of up to 450 people.
Yeah.
You know, at CPAC, and so plus they get paid. But
right.
So out beyond Mixtape and Pink Houses, we've got the 4th of July weekend's big, which we've got Resurrection is going to be playing, the Journey Tribute Band, and the Eagle Maniacs.
Oh wow, that's a huge.
Yeah, it's a hard hitting one. We bring in the fire for that weekend.
Yeah,
for sure. And then Kings of Queens coming back. It's a Queen tribute. They're freaking incredible. I think he did 6 or 7 costume changes.
Oh wow!
During the last show they were here, which was 2 years ago. Then the Petty Junkies are coming back, which they're almost feels like they're actually from Cookeville.
Yeah.
It
really does.
It's like their hometown almost, even though they're, out touring with Garth Brooks and all that. They love playing Cookeville, Tennessee. And Cookeville, Tennessee seems to love them. And then the Prince Experience is coming in later in the year.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, you had that last year too,
We
right?
did.
That seemed to be the one that everybody was like, oh my gosh.
Yep.
Yeah, like some of the people, that was the first one they chose to see, and they're
Right.
like, "Oh, have all of them been this way?" I'm like,
Yeah,
"Yes."
yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yep. Pretty much. Yeah.
That was that one just happened to be a big eye opener for people.
Right, and then that show's funny because like you've got middle aged to a little above middle aged ladies up at the stage, just like, oh my God. I'm like, don't throw your bras. Don't throw your bras. And then our final show this year is Noise Pollution, and that's an AC/DC tribute. They're coming in from the West Coast.
That's a great name.
And let me tell you, their Angus Young is something else.
For those of you who don't know who Angus Young is, he's the guy who wore the shorts and played the lead guitar and does all the dancing.
Scoots across the stage on one leg.
Right. I just knew I was going to grow up and be Angus Young when I was a kid.
Well, he was a great entertainer, you know.
I did not grow up to be Angus Young.
I mean,
my mom would let me have the outfit. Right? You know, how old is he? Gosh, the real Angus Young, he's got to be in his 70s.
Yeah,
right?
for sure, he's in his 70s.
So beyond the tribute band shows that are coming to CPAC this year, a couple of other big productions coming up. One of those is the Firefly Festival.
Yep.
And have you announced a date for that yet? And what all's happening at this year's Firefly?
Yeah, it's coming in hot. That's April 12th, and it's the 13th.
Oh, less than a month away.
Mm-hmm. This is our third annual Firefly Festival. This is the first time we've done a 2-day festival. It's at Dogwood Park. If you've been to any of the others, you know it's an outstanding festival.
It really is.
And so that is to celebrate our local musicians and our local artists and craft people.
Yeah.
And so we have 2 stages on both days. We'll have 2 different stages running. Gosh, I can't remember. I'm thinking we're over 20 acts that'll be playing at this between the 2 days. Tremendous number of artisans and painters, and they do so well. If the weather's good, they're going to make a lot of money that day.
I had a blast last year, and took my grandkids, and they had a good time, and it was just it was just a really neat time just to be around Dogwood Park and be outside and hear great music and see some things that some of these artists are making that you didn't even know existed.
Right.
And I thought that was really cool. We met a kid with a 3D printer, and he made these Pokemon things.
Right.
And I mean, they were just so neat looking, and end up buying a lot of that for.
He was so sweet to your grandson too.
Yeah, because he didn't want to quit touching them.
Yes, his booth's called Game Boy.
Yeah,
and so he'll be back this
year.
year.
Oh, good. Well, I'll be dropping some cash with him.
Yeah. And you know, at that festival we've got a huge kids zone activities. On Sunday this year, we're actually going to, because it's the weekend before Easter, we're going to have the Cookeville Bunny Trail on Sunday.
At Firefly or separate?
It's at Firefly. It'll be on the fountain side of the park.
Gotcha.
Where that's going on. But that's going to be a blast, and it'll be a little different than what you're used to Easter egg hunts being. Easter Bunny will be there and all that, but yeah. We have to put a little quirkiness to it.
Sure. So it's Sunday to be a great time to bring the kids out then.
Fantastic time, yeah. Saturday we will have an all-star jam again.
I think the artists really enjoyed that all-star jam.
They had so much fun. They were scared at first. My sound people were like, "Oh, I don't know about this player." I'm like, "You watch and see what happens." Because I picked it up from, like, I used to go to Charlie Daniels volunteer jams, right? And so that's where the concept came from. And so Jay Coote led it last year, and it's a lot of the people that he used to play with in town and all this. They had so much fun.
Yeah.
They had so much
fun. It's fun just to get with people that maybe you don't see that often and get to play music and all that stuff. I do have one request.
Yes, sir.
Can whoever wears the giant chicken outfit that was there last year, like, put a bell on or something so we know where that thing is?
Yeah, it's great. His grandson was, he's a little one, you know, and it's the first time he'd seen an upright, walking, talking giant chicken.
Well, I was all like, "Look at that big chicken, ha ha ha!" And he was all like, "Wow!" Okay, not a big chicken fan. I see.
It was a little unnerving, you know.
Yeah. So whoever does the big chicken, whatever that thing is, if we could get a
Quit scaring the children.
bell or alarm or something, that'd be great.
We have a non-scary Easter bunny, by the way.
Yeah, because some of their faces.
Yeah, that was my priority. I'm like, okay.
Yes. Thank you, Blair. That's important.
Kids running away in terror, or
Yeah.
Sheila running away in terror, whatever.
Of course.
So we got about a minute and a half, Blair. So before we get out of here, I want you to get a full sales pitch for this weekend.
Okay, so Pink Houses, incredible John Mellencamp tribute band, and so tickets are only $25 if you use coupon code EAGLE, all cap letters, when you're getting your tickets. You're not going to beat that as far as, you're not going to go to the movies for that hardly. And then Mixtape is going to blow the roof off at the Cookeville Performing Arts Center with all the 80s music on Saturday.
How much are those tickets?
Those tickets are $35. Yep.
Okay. You buy, is it cpac.org or com?
So it's CPACTN, CPACTN.com.
Okay.
Take you to the ticketing site, or you can call them at 931-528-1313.
Okay.
Or you can walk into the CPAC box office and
just buy them. Yeah. Well, good job as always. Thank you for bringing great entertainment to Cookeville and all the other ancillary things you do that no one really even knows about the good that you and Hip Cookeville do. So we appreciate that.
This is
There's a
News
good
Talk
one, guys. Y'all
107.7 and 1400.
Have a great rest of your day. We'll
Good
see you
morning,
back here
Cookeville.
tomorrow. Bye now.
W299 BY, 107.7 FM, and AM 1400 WHUB Cookeville.